New South Wales champ Kieran Tall. South Australian steeplechaser Max Stevens, he's out there as well. So there's a few athletes coming from other events to contest this 5,000 metres, and it's one of those situations where why not?
Yeah.
Because typically, obviously, if this event is at Nationals and Max is doing his steeple, he's probably full focused on that. Probably wouldn't contest the 5. But this is a situation where he can come out here and race the 5 as well. As we spoke about the arm warmers, there he is. He's got them on. He does have them on.
Just a late addition. Now those times there, 3:31.81, second all time, 7:34, second all time, 13:05, second all time, 27:23, first all time. I said it during Zatopek. Is he the best all-round distance runner we've ever had?
Oh.
Male. I'll say male because in my eyes, Benita Willis is our best female distance runner ever. 4:07 for the 1500. Basically every national record from 2K to the marathon except for the half marathon.
Yeah, and then you could even add in cross into there,
yeah,
and all sorts of things.
But male, we'll stick with male. Second winner, just on times.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If you can grab a medal on the world stage, then I think he can really set himself apart. Obviously, the Herb Elliott's, the Ron Clarks, the Mottrams,
yeah,
things like that.
So the hip numbers told a big story in the women's race, and they're going to tell another here. So we're underway. A fairly casual start there from McSwain, straight to the back.
Yeah, the hip number 1 was correct in the women's race. And he's, well, they're not looking to push the pace. Well, Stewart isn't anyway. And he goes basically to the back of the field. It's McEntee on the inside with Max Stevens on the outside. So it's going to be Max Stevens, the steeplechaser, out in front to pull the field around.
Yeah, if you were backing yourself to beat Stuart McSwain, I don't think this is the way to go about it.
So the steeplechaser in Max Stevens leading this race with McEntee sitting there in second, followed by Potter. Kieran Tall with a run crew singlet, 5th. One of the tallest in the field, Matthew Ramsden, you can see him there, number 15.
Tobin, the Irish, they are crawling.
Yeah, it's definitely not a fast race. So
Matt Clark come around the outside.
Looks like this has turned to a tactical affair.
You can see the team tempo, Adam Diddick squad in the yellow. They're at the front there, Daniel Canala.
And one of the reasons why, well, definitely one of the reasons why, is because we don't have the Japanese athletes in this race, so they were non-starters. So we won't see them out there this evening.
So there's only 2 athletes out there in the Vaporflies tonight. Andy Buchanan, the cross-country connoisseur, and Brady Trelfall. Brady training for the Rotterdam Marathon. Rolling out a 5K here. PB'd at the 10, Zatopek. He's not doing that, he's doing the Inside Running podcast. Stewie making a little bit of move out the back, but they're just cruising around at the moment. Andy coached by Scotty Westcott, the great Scott Westcott. And in about 100 metres, Stu's gone from last to, he's mid-pack now. It's just probably trying to get in a little bit more of a comfortable position. Louis McAfee, Gold Coast Run Co-athlete, number 12, just on the outside. Coached by Jacko Elliott up on the Gold Coast. He's just slipping into 3rd place there. They've picked it up a little bit. So it's still Stevens, Clark, And then McEntee, McSwain, Potter. And Rory Hunter testing himself over the 5,000 metres. Daniel Canala just there as well. It's Max Stevens, the steeplechase champion, leading the way. Jack Bruce on the shoulder of Canala. Back to Ramsden. There's a few Team Telford athletes out there. Oh, it's good to see them strung out now, just even if it is just a little bit. Thankfully for Team Tempo boys, repping South Australia, they've really pulled the race apart.
Yeah, they've taken upon themselves to try and lift this pace a little bit because it was extremely pedestrian at the start, and obviously that's not how they want to run this 5,000 metre national title. And they took up the front running with Stevens and also Clark. Happy to do the work off the front as we see Clark,
there we go,
the running mate of Stevens, just go to the front. So it looks like those two will work together. They know each other well. McEntee, he's sitting there.
He's got the pedigree for this race. He did compete in Rio. 13:17, his best.
It's a handy time. And McSwain just sitting in behind him. So Clark, Stevens, McAfee, McEntee, McSwain, Hunter and Bruce. They're the top runners on the track at the moment.
Well, if you go off PBs, it's McSwain and then McEntee and then Jack Bruce. They're your top 3 PBs in this field. But Matt Clark, he's pushing the pace. So they close that gap pretty quickly. So it seems like the pack's just responding to moves at the moment, not really doing much else.
So Clark, McAfee, Stevens, McEntee, Swain, Hunter, Bruce, Potter, and back to Ramsden, and also Josh Johnson.
Yeah, Canala, and then Buchanan just there as well.
So the pace still not super hot, and what that does, it leaves a whole bunch of athletes that would normally be at the end of a race in it, and if any one of those has a kick, they could find themselves in a very handy position in the final stages of this race. So the quality of some of these athletes, obviously if they were on that lifetime best pace, the gaps would be opened already. But this whole field is still in this. So McAfee's now the one who's taken up the lead and the pace. Clark's gone into second. Then McEntee, McSwain, Bruce.
Oh, just it is
Ramsden, Hunter, Potter.
You can
back to Stevens.
A bit of a traffic jam. You can see the accordion just closing there a little bit as the front slows down, but the back hasn't realised yet. And they might have just dropped 2 off the back there, but they're in the right spots. McSwain and Ramsden, they're just on the edge, not right on the rail. It's kind of what McSwain did with Tiernan at Zatopek. Now there's some athletes that we're missing currently. Tiernan and Morgan McDonald. Dave McNeil as well. So they're the athletes that, well, Tiernan has a qualifier. Back when he did his PB at the London Diamond League at 13:12. So it's 13 and a half. If you do that, you'll be top 5 all time. So it's a pretty good company. So even an athlete like Morgan McDonald, 13:15, his best. And here goes Stu. 3,000 metres there. 8:35.69, 5 laps to go, so 2Ks left.
So obviously,
Wow.
Stewie had a game plan, and that was to sort of sit for 3K and then take off, and his training partner...
Yeah, training partner Ramsden there leading the second pack. McEntee was the only one to respond though. So it's McSwain and McEntee, 1 and 2, and in the short space of 200 metres, they've opened up almost a 30-metre gap.
So it's a good move by McEntee. Obviously, he's got the time, so he's run that fast before. He is an Olympian, so he could definitely match it stride for stride with McSwain at this sort of pace. But in the space of 400 metres, they have just gone through in sub 1 minute. I got him at just under 59.5 for that last 400. So the pace definitely dropped significantly, and these two have opened up a huge gap over the rest of the field, with Ramsden leading the charge along with Jack Bruce. And so those two athletes will have to put in some solid work to try and get up to the heels of the lead two athletes on the track, and that gap has opened up to nearly 50 metres in the space of 600. It's incredible running by these two athletes as they have some cheeky looks over the shoulder just to see what's going on. I'll look up to the big screen just to see where the rest of the field is. But these two athletes working very nicely. McEntee just sitting off the back of McSwain, letting him do the work. He's happy to sit there, no trouble at all. And back to the rest of the field, who do have some work to do to get themselves back into the race. With limited laps, you'd probably say these two will be top 2 unless something drastic happens.
Well, this is back last year was McSwain taking the pace in the 5,000 metres when Guzman kicked down to take the victory. Will we see a repeat here?
I don't think so. As you say that.
Yeah, good on me.
McSwain goes up another gear. So now the question is, can McEntee hold on? Can he stay at this pace and stay in front of the rest of the field? Because it is a huge margin. McSwain really showing his class now as he starts to run away from McEntee. And he'll come down. We'll have 2 laps to go. 800 metres left in this race for McSwain.
See, the thing that's also on this is the points. So, if, you know, McSwain's got the qualifier, he wins, auto-nomination, same as Jess Hull. But if you're second, if you can throw a good time out there, you're getting second place points. And that's plenty, especially in a 5K where you only need 3 performances. Which is very, very helpful. And I'm pretty sure 3,000 metres does actually count. I don't think saying 3,000 metres is a thing, but
no.
We've seen a lap now, and this gap from McSwain, he has opened it up on McEntee. This is huge.
And I've just heard that the gap back to the rest of the field is similar to what McSwain has over McEntee, and that is Ramsden, Hunter, and also Bruce, who are fighting on for that bronze medal, because there is only 1 lap to go. No one's going to catch McSwain, and you'd probably say the others will be hard pressed to try and catch McEntee. He still has a good gap over the rest of the field. He only got 400 metres to go. But here comes Ramsden, Hunter, and Bruce. They are moving faster than McEntee, so McEntee will have to make sure he holds that pace as they go down the back straight.
Yeah, it's a 4-second gap from second. McEntee back to the others. They are closing it, though, with 300 metres left to go. But Stewie McSwain, he's out there all on his own. He's probably going to roll out at just over 60-second last lap here. But he's a big move at the back of the pack. McEntee's holding on. It looks like it could be Ramsden and Hunter making the moves from a long way back as McSwain is the national record holder for the 10,000 metres. You can see we're holding the wide shot because there's a lot going on at the back. McEntee's going to enter the home straight. Ramsden, but this is going to be an Olympic nomination for McSwain. He takes the win, and there's a big sprint finish down the home straight. Ramsden found his way in the lead. McEntee's trying to respond, but Ramsden takes the win in that finish sprint there. Second overall from McEntee and Hunter. That shows just how pedestrian they were for that first, not 3K, but, you know, the first few laps, 13:36. And that's the thing where the points, you know, the points are good to get for second, but you also need to kind of run pretty fast. But for Stu, he's now got the 10 and the 5 in the bag. And I'm pretty sure the AOC is going to say yes.
Well, I don't think they're going to say no. It'd be an interesting reason. I'd probably ask why if they said no.
Like, oh, why? And you just show the move that McSwain made at 3K. His 3 to 4K split, 234. 234 kilometre split right in the middle of it. It's just that is another world. He's barely gone about 30 metres past the finish line before he's handing up the bib numbers to the crowd. Who gets it? Oh, he's leaving straight away. Don't even give it a chance. What if you wanted it as a keepsake? Like, this is the bib that I... Well, now the kids go, this is the bib that McSwain wore. Oh, hip number. That'll do. It is number 1. That is nice. He's got nothing else to take off.
It's great to see Sam McEntee. He drifted a little bit late for third position. It's steps up in terms of the rankings. He's 5th. Is that it?
There it is, the official time, 13:38.77. So no qualifier tonight for McSwain, but he already had one from his run at the London Diamond League. And now he is an automatic nomination to the AOC for Tokyo 2020 Olympics.